Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm on the road again, of course. Kind of my thing. Probably my favorite place to stay, the Ironworks Hotel in Indiana. Awesome place. But I'm only here for a couple of nights, so it's gonna be a quick turn and burn. Want to get you some data, of course. It's Tuesday morning, the 18th of October. Again, blasting by, man. Everything's moving so fast. Sometimes it feels like it's going to take forever to get to November in some instances, and then all of a sudden I wake up sometimes like, bam, I'm blasting through this really quick. But give you some data where we're at right now. The bonds are up a bit this morning. What we have is Empire Manufacturing that came out, and it was just hammered. So it's showing that we're starting to move from the goods part of things to services as far as inflation is concerned. So as a result of that, we're going to start seeing hopefully some more slowing down of consumption. That slowing down of consumption will help inflation. That helping inflation might get us to, we're going to see hopefully better pricing. How much better? I don't know. I just want to stop the bleeding, right? I don't know that we're going to get really good in the interest rates. And you're going to hear Scotty talk to you a lot more and when it comes to the type of interest rate you're going to get, that maybe looking at that 25 or 30% down might be a better move, just because of the dynamic difference between the two. Now, that's not on every deal, but we're going to analyze every deal, see what makes sense. Sometimes buying a little bit more as far as a rate is concerned. The one thing I'm going to keep cautioning you guys is you're going to have a lot of people preaching that 7-year or 5-year or 3-year ARM. Come on, guys, let's talk about this a second. I've been through these cycles. I've seen this thing since 1997. I've seen people take that. I've seen the outcome of that. The only time, right, if you look back in history, you look back at interest rates, the only time it really worked to somebody's benefit from what I could see was because of what happened with the quantitative easing and then bringing down rates the way that they did with so much public capital. Right, utilizing government money that was being printed, is created to force all this inflation, weakening the dollar, and throwing that out there for us to get cheap capital. I don't know what the future is going to have. I will keep saying, control what you can control for as long as you can control it. You can't control these arms. What happens when they come up is you're going to end up having to refinance that whether you want to or not. Now, some people are saying, I'm going to anyway. If you have to sit here and think, well, I could refinance it here, or maybe this is going to happen, maybe that's going to happen. If you have to justify it and talk yourself into it, you probably shouldn't be freaking doing it. And if people are actually selling that, and that's their thing, is like, we got the 7-year ARM, we're cheaper than the other guy, it's because they can't sell shit. I'll just be honest, guys. If that's what they're backing up and that's what they're pushing, they don't know how to help you become successful in the real estate business, because it's not about the damn rate. It never has been. If it's about the rate, you're not a real estate investor. You shouldn't be in the damn game. You got to go out there and do something else. Throw your money in the market, let it move around, because you don't know what the hell you're doing anyway. Right. So you've got to look at it from different angles. You've got to play things out differently. I'm just telling you from my perspective, if that's what you're focused on is the interest rate, then you're not in the right game of it. You're not looking at it from the right angles. If you're looking at it from all the perspectives and you're looking at it from the property, can I get this property to stay reasonably rented? And can I raise rents on it? That's where it's all going to work out. Control the expenses that you have, which is what a 30-year fixed will let you do. You can't control it in any other realm. Now, we also understand a lot of people have decided, man, maybe I'll pay cash on the house. Don't do that either. Paying cash on the house, maybe put more money down like we talked about, 25, 30% down, but be able to spread that capital over multiple properties to have somebody that you can keep reasonably rented in the home, and then you can raise rents on that thing. And because of that, being able to pay those mortgages off, that's free money to you. Somebody else is paying that off, that expense. So all that is keeps piling on to what your initial investment was, which was the down payment plus your costs. And then those costs, you're just paying it with what? You're paying with the US dollar, which is declining at a rapid rate, even faster rate. We don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't know what all the ramifications of all the craziness that went on with all this extreme quantitative easing, $8.9 trillion. We don't know how it's going to play out in the future. So when people say, well, the rates are going to go down, they always have, but we didn't have this stupid amount of capital being thrown out there that caused all these ripples, and we don't know how far the ripples go. I don't know what's going to happen in 7 years. I can't back up the idea of a 7-year ARM. I never will. I won't stand here and tell you I'm gonna. I think it's kind of it's the wrong way out. I'm just telling you, it's the wrong way out. My opinion. You do what you want. You got to put your head on the pillow at night, but if you got to justify it whatsoever because of a couple bucks different, a couple dollars, it could be a few $1,000s at closing. A few thousand of what? US dollars that are going to be worth less and less and less over time. You're going to look back on yourself and potentially kick yourself in the ass. The people that won't, are the people that know they walked up the capital. They know what it is for the next 30 years. If they get to, if things get better, you can still refinance. So I can't get behind this idea of forcing yourself into a refinance position. And these damn lenders out here who are pushing that crap, they know that you're going to refi later and you're going to be their client later. I won't go back to them. If it comes to that point, you're going to refinance, I'd go somewhere else. But that's me. Let's go to, let's look at the charts right now and what we've got here. So we've got that downward channel we've been watching, right? Because it's been showing us continuing to take this beating, take this beating, take this beating, right? So anybody who walked away and got a 7-year ARM or some crap way back here, dude, you could have had a much better deal on a 30-year fixed. It just, I'm not even going to talk about it. Forget it. I'm off that soapbox for right now. But look at this. We are now kind of breaking away. Now it could easily, bam, drop right here. I don't know. This is today. This is right now. We're above the channel. We're going sideways, but it's one day. I can't say that this is going to continue down this path. I'd love to see it do what it did back here, right? We're in this downward channel, then it went sideways. Then, of course, it went down again, went sideways, going down. Could go sideways again. If it does, at least it stabilized for a bit, it stopped the bleeding, but we don't know from here where it's going to end up. All I'm going to say is keep in contact with us, lock it as early as you can. We do have the extended locks. We don't try not to do them very often, but we do have that. You can talk to Scotty about, talk to myself. Bottom line is control your business. Get your expenses set as long as you possibly can. Pick the right asset. Work with people to understand this crap, not people push around to somebody that doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you on Friday.